Tommy Fury takes the win. The fight between Tommy Fury and Jake Paul is one of the biggest boxing contests of the year. Let's find out exactly what went down and why it was such a big deal. Hi everyone, welcome to Money and Fame, where we talk about all things celebrity, wealth, money, and fame. Before we start, if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay up to date. Let's dive into it. The much anticipated fight between Tommy Fury and Jake Paul took place on the 26th of February 2023 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The attention that fight received was quite unprecedented, given that both men were novices. In fact, this was Jake Paul's first fight with a professional boxer, but then, the hype behind the match had been building up for several years. In addition, while both men were professional boxers, they also had a considerable following outside the sport. Tommy was a reality television personality, while Jake is a top YouTuber and social media influencer. So, it's fair to say that the match received all this attention for reasons besides boxing. Despite not being a contest between two elite-level boxers, the fight proved to be surprisingly entertaining, with both fighters giving their best. But Tommy was able to land more blows over the course of the 8-round fight, eventually winning via a split decision. However, Jake Paul gave as good as he got, even knocking Tommy Fury off his feet at one point, although that was not enough to turn the match in his favor. The excitement surrounding this match may seem a little strange for traditional boxing fans. After all, such hype is usually associated with top boxers entering the ring. With stars such as Cristiano Ronaldo and Mike Tyson in attendance, the fight had an aura of an elite matchup, which was definitely not the case. To see what the fuss was about, you have to look at the background of the two men and the events leading up to the fight. Let's start with Tommy Fury. The British fighter comes from a boxing family. In fact, his half-brother is none other than world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. Even though he is undefeated, his professional boxing career spans just 9 fights. Tommy, whose father is Irish and whose mother is of Mauritian descent, was born in Manchester in 1999. Given his family background, it is no surprise that Tommy started boxing at a young age. He made his professional debut in December 2018, which he won on a points decision of 40-36. In his second fight, Tommy Fury managed to score his first knockout victory, defeating his opponent in the first round. He then took a 9-month hiatus to appear with his girlfriend, Molly May Hague, on the 5th season of the British reality TV show Love Island. After becoming a runner-up on the show, Tommy returned to boxing, winning his next 3 fights. In August 2021, Tommy made his US debut as the undercard in a Jake Paul fight. He also won that fight, setting up the biggest fight of his career, a matchup against Jake himself. It's fair to say he has attracted most of the attention of boxing fans due to his family connections. His time on Love Island also succeeded in making him a reality TV star and social media personality. So it's only fitting that the biggest fight of his career should be against Jake Paul, another prominent social media personality who has purveyed internet fame into a burgeoning boxing career. Jake Paul, born in 1997 in Cleveland, Ohio, began his career by posting videos on Vine, receiving 2 billion views and ending up with 5.3 million followers. When Vine was discontinued, Jake transitioned to YouTube, where he enjoyed similar success. His fame led him to being cast in the Disney Channel series Bizaardvark. He was subsequently fired from the show during the 2nd season following public complaints from neighbors regarding his behavior. This just goes to show that antisocial behavior does not pay. However, in Jake's case, it clearly hasn't affected the trajectory of his career. Instead, he launched his own entertainment company in 2017 on his 20th birthday. He also released the single It's Every Day Bro, which became certified platinum. By this time, Jake Paul began his boxing career fighting Deji Olatunji, the younger brother of another prominent internet personality and rapper KSI. KSI fought Jake's brother Logan Paul as the main event on that occasion. While that was an amateur boxing match, Jake went on to become a professional boxer. His first professional fight was against fellow YouTuber and E-Sun Gibb in January 2020, which Jake won via TKO. He then faced professional basketball player Nate Robinson, winning via knockout. Jake Paul's next opponents were MMA fighter Ben Askren and UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley, whom he also defeated. At this point, Jake Paul was first scheduled to fight Tommy Fury in December 2021. However, Tommy was forced to pull out due to a chest infection and a broken rib. Jake had a rematch with Tyron Woodley instead, defeating him again before winning against former UFC champion Anderson Silva. Jake finally stepped into the ring to fight Tommy Fury in February 2023. The fight had been postponed a second time after Tommy was refused a U.S. visa due to his friendship with a notorious Irish crime lord. Saudi Arabia stepped in, offering to host the fight and throwing some generous guarantees into the bargain. The postponements only served to build up the hype around the match, while Tony was forced to deny accusations that he was running scared. Meanwhile, Jake Paul was plagued by allegations that he was not a real boxer. This may seem like a strange accusation, given that he was undefeated up to that point, but all his victories have been against social media personalities and MMA fighters in their 30s and 40s, a fact that didn't impress many boxing pundits who questioned his abilities. The test, of course, would be when he fought Tommy, who would be the first professional boxer that he faced. The controversies only served to build up the excitement surrounding the fight, which reached levels usually reserved for world champions. Many celebrities were in attendance, while Jake had placed a $400,000 bet on a knockout win by Jake. Tommy Fury was the first to enter the ring, accompanied by his trainer and dad, John, and his half-brother, Tyson. However, Jake kept him waiting before finally entering the ring to a chorus of boos. You can see why his nickname is the Problem Child. The first two rounds saw Tommy landing solid jabs on Jake, who tried to connect with some power shots but ended up missing. However, he was able to land a right hook on Tommy's forehead on one occasion. Tommy countered by rocking Jake's head back with a sharp punch. The showmanship continued during the course of the match, with Jake's brother Logan being interviewed ringside between rounds. Logan made some unflattering remarks about Tommy and his family, but that didn't help Jake's case as Tommy attacked with renewed energy, landing a short right hand followed by a series of punches in the fourth. However, Jake was able to end the round well and performed better in the fifth round. Unfortunately, he was deducted after landing a blow to the back of Tommy's head. Tommy hit back with some great uppercuts in the sixth, but had a point deducted for holding, something both fighters did extensively. Both Tommy and Jake looked tired as they were coming in to close out the fight, but it was Tommy who was able to land more blows in the seventh. The final round was frantic, with Jake knocking Tommy off balance and to the ground with one jab. However, Tommy quickly recovered and landed enough blows to regain the advantage. In the end, two judges scored 76-73 to Tommy, while one judge scored 75-74 for Jake. Tommy dedicated the win to his newborn daughter, Bambi. He said, "This is my first main event. I am going to get bigger and better, and if he wants a rematch, bring it on." Given the controversy surrounding the event, you would think the result would stir further argument, but most people agreed with the verdict. Even Jake was surprisingly gracious in defeat, saying, "All respect to Tommy. He won. Don't judge me by my wins. Judge me by my losses. I don't know if I agree with the judges. It is what it is, but that is the boxing world." While Jake was philosophical in defeat, there was no doubt that Tommy was a relieved man. After all, his father and brother had warned him that he would be disowned if he lost. "I had pressure on my shoulders and I came through," he said. As for Jake, he has already turned his attention to a rematch. His contract has a rematch clause, and he has already indicated that he intends to exercise the option. With Tommy welcoming the possibility of a rematch, this is shaping up to be a contest that could last a long time. What do you think will happen when Jake Paul has a rematch with Tommy Fury? Let us know in the comments below. Well, that's it from us for now. If you enjoyed this video, I have selected two more for you that you may enjoy here and here. Remember to like and subscribe.